Singapore is the third richest country in the world, and for many it seems to be the closest thing to the utopian idea of the country. It's known to be ultra secure, luxurious and economically self-sufficient. But countries as big and as powerful as that have more than just the surface, and a great example of that is this particular shopping mall that I discovered in Chinatown. It's called People's Park and it's got very little to do with parks. People use it to hang, but not because it's particularly charming here. It's just basically because it's cheap to be around. So-called working poor are very common in Singapore. There's a lot of people who are just struggling to survive in the outside world, and when you don't work, there is basically no room for you anymore. Which is the case in many places around the world. But this particular community had something different. There was something different from spectacles you would expect to see. They were struggling financially, they had no purpose in life, but emotionally they were thriving. And it was extremely surprising and interesting to look at and just charming to be around. They were bursting with optimism and happiness, and it seems like all desires, all needs were funneled into passion for playing, for being around each other, and they were like young boys, like small kids who were just playing their game. They were like kids playing football nearly. They were also the most communicative and talkative people I've met in Singapore. They were just really engaged in conversation, and they were telling stories of their lives. Unfortunately, they didn't want to speak to the camera. I couldn't capture any of those stories. And they were asking a lot about Europe, about, well, they were talking about Obama a lot because they were really angry about him. He was about to visit Singapore. There was a big summit in Bali just coming up in weeks from my visit. And they were really angry about his policies and ideas. So it was really fun and energetic meetup. If you happen to be in Singapore, make sure to visit People's Park and tell them I sent you.